Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Some of the most interesting news that you are going to hear about for maybe a very long time, maybe even just this week. Electroneum is actually in the news. Electroneum, or ETN, is set to release the M1, an $80, that is $80 Android phone with built-in cryptocurrency mining capabilities. According to the team, miners can earn up to $3 worth of Electroneum every single month. I'll get back to that in 1 second. There's a lot more that we have to unpack before we even get to that. Electroneum revealed the M1 at the Mobile World Congress 2019 in Barcelona. Here's the actual photo of it, and here's the actual tweet for it as well. It says, out of the blue, Electroneum Blue, we have launched the M1, a beautifully affordable phone that pays you back. Hashtag Electroneum. Electroneum is a digital payments ecosystem that is targeting the unbanked and is focused on driving crypto adoption for the purchase of everyday items such as bread and milk. Using the native cryptocurrency known as ETN, users don't need a bank account to store, send, and or receive digital funds via their smartphones. They also don't need $1,000 to buy a phone. The M1 is designed to deliver key features at a fraction of the cost of big brand smartphones like the iPhone or the Galaxy S10. The key features will be affordability, dual SIM functionality, built-in cloud mining, Electroneum's mobile mining app, 4G connectivity, 8 gigs off the ramp of storage, front and rear facing cameras. Users are able to convert the $3 a month earned in cryptocurrencies into mobile data, airtime, and other online purchases. Electroneum also announced a partnership with the Unlimited, a South African financial service provider and mobile virtual network operator. Consumers who use the Unlimited SIM card are rewarded with free airtime and mobile data. So there's a, as far as I can tell, there's no, it says that they announced that this was happening, but there is no, as far as I can tell, like I said, this news just came out, of an actual date when this is going to be released to the mass market. It's worded as if it is already out, as they say we have launched, as opposed to we are going to launch. I still have to dig a bit further into this because this is exactly what I was talking about a couple of weeks ago. I like the first of all, whatever that other smartphone was that was going to have like a cryptocurrency wallet or a cryptocurrency, what have you. I think they have like, it runs nodes on it. And I was saying what we need, NEED, is a phone where you can mine cryptocurrencies and that didn't cost a lot. So the fact that this phone is apparently going to cost $80 is already a bit mind-bending. I'm not exactly sure how they're actually going to pull that off. I have used Android phones before that cost around $129, maybe $149 converted, and they were not the greatest phones in the entire world. However, that does not mean that this phone will not be amazing or will not be cool, or that we are simply being hyper overcharged for the $1,000 phones that a lot of people out there actually have. First of all, so many people have been telling me to talk about Electroneum. Electroneum is barely in the news. Their token is barely ever in the news. Nothing really about them, unless you follow like their forums and stuff like that, is like ever really out there. The fact that this completely left field came out of nowhere, and also a lot of people aren't talking about this, and I find that a little interesting. The fact that we have first of all, a mobile phone, a smartphone, it's $80, it's crypto friendly. They say first, and you know that you will be able to mine a cryptocurrency. Like I said, $3 a month isn't an enormous amount. If you want to look at it from like a silver lining perspective, it's still free money, and it's not like this cryptocurrency can't be converted into other cryptocurrencies. You're pretty much getting a side income from an $80 phone. An $80 phone. Side note as well, this is not me promoting it. I do not know the people from Electroneum. I hate that I even have to say these things. This is not me endorsing it. This is not me telling you to go out there and buy it. I'm just really excited because we have something like this. It appears, sorry, that's a chair again, that it may only, this may be the bit of a kicker, only be supporting Electroneum as far as like, you know, the mining and stuff like that. I'm waiting desperately for a phone where you can mine maybe even Bitcoin. You'll get like a cent a day, if even. But it will still be kind of cool to be able to run a node, to be able to mine and stuff like that. This is incredibly cool. This is incredibly fascinating. Like I said, no one else really seems to be talking about this. They're talking about other coins that are like being pumped in price, and that's not where news should be. Like, it's not just about the coin that you're not holding pumping in price, and therefore you should go out and run and go get some more. I find this extremely fascinating. I'm kind of on the cusp of thinking about potentially getting this. I already don't really care for my phone that I have right now, and I've been thinking about getting a new phone for a couple of months. I'm assuming that we're going to have more information on this phone, hopefully relatively soon. I mean, as an Android phone, you are then obviously able to download the Toast wallet and or the Coinbase app or like a Bitcoin app or something like that to be able to have them on your phone as well, which is also kind of cool. But I think it's the mining of the actual token that is kind of the coolest part for me. And it would be nice. Imagine if we had other phones for other cryptocurrencies like this, where they kind of, you could mine within the phone, or even just a phone that kind of you can flick and switch which coin that you kind of want to mine. I find this incredibly fascinating. I hope that we get more news about this relatively soon. And yeah, let's move on. Next up, Alastair Constance. Amazing name, my goodness. CEO of MercuryFX, partner of the blockchain tech-oriented company Ripple, noted out that the firm is setting plans in motion to power payments faster using XRP's xRapid platform from the United Kingdom to the Middle East and Canada. MercuryFX provides currency exchange in a global scale that has partnered with the team behind the third largest crypto by market cap to find the use case for the cross-border money remittance solutions for cheaper and faster payments. They said, we have plans for the Middle East, we have plans for Canada imminently, but I think the really exciting thing is that xRapid and Ripple brings access to new markets that perhaps aren't actually accessible right now. It's 2 countries today. It could be 10 before the middle of the year. And what stops it from being any more than that? Constance believes that xRapid could be the nearest to experiencing mainstream adoption of blockchain technology, as well as seeing the benefits of this era-changing tech firsthand, as TRX could only take seconds compared, I assume that was supposed to be XRP, compared to used services these days. He said, I think from a customer point of view, you almost don't want to show them too much of the technology or explain too much of what's going on. I don't understand how a car works, but if it parks for me, then it would be even better. And I think it's the same kind of thing, but what they are seeing is that payments arriving in 100th. Okay, I don't have to read him talking about the overview of what XRP or xRapid are. What xRapid is? xRapid is. The major focal point, and it's actually one of the quickest parts that we actually skipped over, at least for a couple of seconds, is that right around here, it said he said it could be 10 by the middle of this year. This article doesn't actually have it, but I saw it in a couple of other articles. Sorry, I had to move around. Was pretty much that. So we now have clarification from before that MercuryFX, we had news in 2018 that they were going to be an xRapid partner, but we didn't really have which corridors or which countries they were going to be helping, using. And now we know it's the UK, the Middle East, not a country, but you understand, and also Canada. And it was this part right here that he said it could be 10 before the middle of the year, as we are relatively kind of ish close to almost March, and therefore maybe ish kind of not really that close to the middle of the year. It's kind of speculation is abound of exactly how many companies are going to come forward and how many countries are going to be able to be linked to XRP/xRapid. That's kind of the major highlight in all of this. Very interesting. There's a lot happening behind the scenes that I think a lot of people just aren't paying attention to. Once again, if you have any friends who don't like XRP, that is not your fault. That is their fault. Part of what they've done and they've made sure to do very diligently is to go to just about every single country around the world and show them the blockchain keyword that all the countries are very interested in, but also let them know that we are compliant and we are helping, we are so and so and so and so, because we've seen a lot of countries aren't very keen on Bitcoin or Ethereum, or especially Monero and Zcash and Dash and all the other coins. But yeah, anyway, the future will happen very, very soon. We may even, we're kind of already in the future. The point is now we know that MercuryFX, exactly which countries they're going to be dealing with, and there are a lot of people in these countries, and therefore a lot of ways that people could be using their platform. But yeah, let's move on. I'm gonna breeze-ish through this. I know sometimes I say I'm gonna breeze through an article and I spend like 20 minutes on it. It's not my fault. The 100 largest wallets holding anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 Bitcoin, excluding exchanges, have accumulated over 150,000 Bitcoin in the past 2 months alone. That is since the beginning of this year. In a woe and misery of the crypto winter, we can find some meager warmth from a positive story, an uplifting tale of a plucky hero bucking. Okay, I'm not going to read through that. That is absolutely ridiculous. Last week saw some interesting Bitcoin price movements. It jumped over 4,000, then hit 4,200, and now we're floating around. It doesn't even have it up here. That's kind of depressing. The price isn't even there anymore. I guess the most interesting thing is that when you think that crypto is down, when you think that crypto is going nowhere, when your friends and family members and the news outlets that you watch tell you that crypto isn't going anywhere, the prices are going down, that is cryptocurrency dead? No, it's not. Some of the richest people in the entire world are accumulating as much cryptocurrency as they possibly can because they see exactly where this is going. I guess the only really weird part for me is that we have now crossed that line of no return where crypto is not mainstream anymore. Everyone knows exactly what crypto is. Everyone knows what Bitcoin is. Not maybe how it functions, but maybe the long-term prospects of where the prices are going. And this is kind of another 150,000 Bitcoin that will never probably enter the hands of everyday working Joes. Not financial advice. That is not me telling you to go out there and go buy some Bitcoin. However, if you've watched my other videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mentioned before, and people laughed at me, which I thought was kind of special at the beginning of 2018 when I said I thought we were entering a period, even as prices were going down, where Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies were only going to be something for the very rich. People said, no, that's not what Bitcoin's about. That's not how Bitcoin works. Yes, that's exactly how it works. It's money. It's digital. If you have the funds, you can acquire more of it. I remember hearing stories in 2015 and 14 and 13 that Bitcoin was only going to be something for the elite, and if you held even a fraction of Bitcoin, that you would be part of the elite. And that kind of leads us into the entire Bitcoin time traveler story, which we're not going to really even touch, where he said even if you had a fraction of Bitcoin, you were considered extremely rich. But we're slowly going to get there. Can you imagine having even 10,000 Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin hits $1 million, how absolutely insane that'll be? We've had a lot of whale stories relatively recently. People are moving money back and forth. There's another article, I don't think I have it in here, where someone moved, I think like $98 million worth of Ethereum in one go. Can you think of how much money that actually is? How much money that person, if that's how much money they have in crypto, imagine how much money they have in not crypto, and like in homes and cars and all this other stuff. This also goes back into the other story that we were talking about before, where that guy, once again, and that was just one person. That's the really weird part. It was just one instance. It was one person who accumulated, what was it, like 20,000 Bitcoin over the course of like a 3-month period in 2018. So stuff is happening, and this is probably they're probably not even paying attention to the other, like this is only the whales that they're talking about. Like imagine people who have $40,000 every couple of months that they can kind of throw around, and they just decide to buy 10 Bitcoin. So they now have maybe 50 extra Bitcoin over the last year. That's still also a huge amount. Very interesting what's happening behind the scenes. Once again, not financial advice. However, I don't think it's a bad idea to have at least some Bitcoin in your portfolio, especially if you are a cryptocurrency long-term believer. It's not a bad idea to diversify, and don't count Bitcoin out simply because it's not as fast as you would like it to be right now, because it's going to get fast and everyone is adopting it. That's kind of how I'll leave it at. Next up, Cardano is in the news once again. It even says it right here. Nothing in this article or that I read out is to be considered as investment advice. Neither the author, nor I, nor the publication assumes any responsibility or liability for any investments, profits, or losses you may incur as a result of this information. The important part is somewhere around here. Today, Ethereum co-founder and CEO of Input Output Hong Kong, his name is Charles Hoskinson, tweeted to the Cardano community that stake pools are coming. The implementation of Shelley, the next phase in Cardano's development, is expected to upgrade the network to a fully decentralized and autonomous system. Delegated coin staking is one of the most highly anticipated features to roll out from the Shelley update and will give ADA holders or ADA holders the chance to participate in running the network as a node and earn ADA for doing so. The eagerly awaited implementation of this feature is expected to drive new bullish support towards the asset and help lift it out of the long-standing bearish performance. So far, however, then they go on to talk about the price. No exact specifications on this at the moment, but I am a little interested to see exactly the reason for staking pools is pretty much is that if you don't have enough of the coin yourself, you can join a pool. All your money is kind of pooled to get together, and when you receive an actual payout from the staking pool, this is kind of how you make your money from the actual proof of stake. Sometimes, however, if you have enough of the coins yourself, you don't have to join a staking pool. And I want desperately like an exact number of how many Cardano you need to have in order to be able to do this on your own. That'll be quite interesting. I want to speculate on what the number could be, but I don't want to speculate. But once we have a proper number, I think Cardano might be in for some type of a rapid move in price because, as we've seen before, whenever we have proper clarification on exactly how many coins that you need to have in order to be able to stake something, like I think for Ethereum, the idea is, air quotes, no one knows for certain, to be able to stake Ethereum for when it moves to proof of stake, I believe is 12.5 Ethereum, or maybe it's 25. I think before it was like 1,000, which is completely out of line because no one has that many Ethereum at this point, or rather non-whales don't have that many. So I'm expecting some type of an eager price movement for Cardano when we finally get proper clarifications on exactly how many you need. But that is kind of a very big thing because the idea of, or rather, we've been talking about Shelley on Cardano for quite a long amount of time, and it seems that we could potentially be nearing that very, very soon. To kind of finish things up, Alexis Ohanian, the co-founder of social media platform known as Reddit and a venture capital investor, has said he believes the hype around cryptocurrency has dropped as speculators have fled the market, and that's good for the industry. In an interview with Yahoo Finance published on Friday, Ohanian said, "The hype is gone, the fervor is gone, but I think that's a good thing." Ohanian, citing Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, explained that in the bearish market, only the true believers have stayed on. That's me, you, I, and all of us. He said that's a great thing. He added, as these are the people who are now developing the infrastructure of the nascent industry. And that guy, 2018, if you want to imagine speculators being apples on a tree and someone violently shaking it, that's exactly what happened. We had a lot of people who completely fled the cryptocurrency market, and this is why we also... analysts believe why the market is kind of trending sideways at the moment, because we only have the strongest believers, truest believers who remain inside of the cryptocurrency space. I find it quite interesting. I think that this has also definitely happened. This is why I think that the market has definitely hit a bottom. I don't think we have any more, or maybe not an enormous amount of people who are desperately looking to sell off because they don't believe in the actual future of the market or where the market is actually going to go, or even the technology that is behind all of these cryptocurrencies. But yeah, just thought I'd touch on that for half a second because you can kind of feel it in the air as well. Like, a lot of the hype is gone, and this is why I was telling you before, there are only going to be certain cryptocurrency projects that are going to make it when the market does move back up, and make sure to not fall into the trap of trying to follow something because someone else told you that this coin could potentially be good because it's worth less than 1 cent and therefore it could go up to a higher price when the market ends up going back up. Make sure that you know exactly where your money is, because when the market does go up, everything is going to look like a winner until it's not. And then you'll be sad if you, or when you, potentially lose your money. Market still not doing too bad. We're in this like weird sideways thing once again. XRP's going up tiny bit. The sentiment around the general market has not moved. I think it was the drop down from Bitcoin hitting 4,200 to slamming directly down to where we kind of are right now, where we have not really moved. over the last couple of days. Let's hope that eventually, as we get closer to the weekend, maybe we have some type of a nice little push up. And for some reason, once again, someone's pumping Satoshi's vision. Alrighty, everyone. That is definitely going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And as always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Amy Starsheen, Jeremy Fox, Jared Schneider, Jim Gardner, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Nick Kanaya, Anthony Charles, Yasha Harari, Gordon Nikic, Travis Haynes, Nick Mangialavori, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Arthur Yaku, L. Doug, Brady Nields, Rai, Gilboa Snake, and Vlad the Impaler. Thank you all very, very much for your generosity. I do appreciate it very, very much. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.